So this is more of maybe a journal entry, not that I'm doing journals for this bus restoration, but just kind of an update from the last video that I made regarding this bus. And that particular video involved me taking this Unit 23 out to a maintenance shop to get work done on it. And so kind of the backstory between that, so this is now late April of 2022, and in the summer, like July of 2021, I had been in contact with a maintenance shop west of me, 40 miles or so, that specializes in Detroit diesels and general maintenance on vehicles of this size. So I'd reach out to them, seeing if they would express any interest in doing restoration on a classic vehicle. And the gentleman I talked to actually seemed very receptive to it. And so I said, well, rather than me just drive it out there and you'd be disappointed in what you see or not understanding the work involved or something like that, would you be willing to come out to my place? And they did. So actually it was like the head of the shop, head mechanic, or one of the head mechanics out there, as well as the gentleman I was talking to. And we probably spent an hour and a half with the bus going all over inside. They got under the bus, we started it up, we ran it, we kind of moved it a bit, just so they can get a sense of what the status of the bus was originally. And so they seemed pretty optimistic about doing work. So the work I was talking about, I mean, this wasn't like restoring the whole bus, this was just purely mechanical. Like I wanted simply like to get new tires on this bus. The tires that are on here, I mean, they're probably 30, 40 years old, so obviously they're not the safest things that I should be driving on. As well as kind of just going over everything underneath, making sure that the air lines, if any of those needed to be replaced, and then obviously have some of the engine work done. It has a bit of a oil leak or something because it blows quite a bit of smoke, so new gaskets wouldn't hurt. And they seem receptive to all that stuff. So at the conclusion of that visit, we made the arrangement that I would drive the bus out to their shop closer to the end of the year. So this would be a good winter project for them, as they put it. So that would have been, I'd say they came out probably to the house in September, October to take a look at it. So it would have just been a month or two later, which was fine. So at the time, kind of backstory behind it, that our house had taken some significant water damage. So we were no longer living in the house. We were living in a hotel in town while the work was being done due to a botched roof installation, not on our end, but by the company that was doing it. So that's a whole other story. So anyway, so then the time came, I reached out to them, and then they said the timing is right to bring the bus out. And so, I mean, I'm not going to go into that. There's a whole bus video about me trying to get the bus out there. I ended up having some mechanical problems, so I just towed it because I needed it out there that day. So it got out there, and then it couldn't have been more than, I don't know, 2 weeks later, I got a phone call from the same gentleman I had been kind of coordinating all this with, and he said his boss, whoever that is, decided that they were not willing to do any work on the vehicle. And I could understand maybe doing some of the things that are more unique to a vehicle of this era, but I said, I mean, what about simply just getting new tires? He said, nothing, not a single thing will be done to this vehicle. So unfortunately at that time, because of the work trying to restore our house, we had a huge dumpster sitting here in our driveway, so I couldn't get the bus in. So I told him that, and he said, okay, well, we'll get it there, or, you know, as long as you can get out of here at some point. I didn't know how long that would take, and ended up taking almost 6 months, well, 4 more months after that point before I could bring it back in. And I will say one thing that they were willing to do was bring the bus back for me, because at this point, you know, I'm working, I don't have a lot of time with their shop hours to go get it. And so I basically got a call one day by a tow truck driver that said, I'm coming to your place, I'll be there in 20 minutes. And I'm at work an hour away. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, I'm not gonna be there. I can't open a garage door. So kind of long story short with that, unceremoniously, the bus got dropped here. And he had pulled the axle, obviously, for the tow, and then he just left the axle on the driveway here. He didn't even put the axle back in, so I couldn't drive the bus back in once I got home. And that was frustrating. And the way he had parked the bus, that I couldn't get the axle in because I actually ended up having to move the bus a little bit. And thankfully now I have a good rapport with the tow company down the road here that does some of the towing that I've used over the years. And so one guy was nice enough to come out and help me put that in. So long story short, you know, we're looking at 9 months of hoping to get some work done on the bus, and all of it was kind of scrapped. So I'm back to the drawing board to find someone else to do some work. Again, everything from simple stuff to doing tire replacement to a little more complex of having some of the gaskets replaced on my engine, and anything else I can to just make sure that it's a safe vehicle. So not the update that I wanted. I was hoping to have something positive, but this summer I'm going to try to spend some time doing the work that I can, which will be more cosmetic, which will continue work on the windows and some other things, and I'll update as I can with that. So that's the first update for the year of 2022, and hopefully I have some better ones that are, for myself, more rewarding. So thanks for watching.